What's up, guys? We're back in DCS, and I'm going to be showing you how to drop laser-guided bombs with the F-16 working with an AI JTAC in-game. We're once again on the NTTR map. We are using the 476 Fighter Wings range object pack, which adds all the real-life targets to the entire Nellis complex. We're going to be working in an area here called the Dogbone Lake. You can see it just off the left wing there. And the target we're going to be hitting is 2 scuds. They're going to be pointed out by the JTAC, and they're down at a target location called Gotham City. It's going to be right off the tip of the left wing there. You can kind of make out the buildings down there a little bit if you know what you're looking for. Beautiful view, right? Gorgeous evening flight. Let's go ahead and hop in the airplane. We'll get started with all this. All right, we are in the airplane. We've got the autopilot set. It's on altitude hold, and we're over a geographical location right here called T-Bird Lake. This is kind of the area that I want to orbit while we get all this sorted. Let's get our MFD brightness up, get that turned up, and this one, and let's go ahead and go air to ground mode. There we go, air to ground. Of course, we got to turn that up too. And let's hit U and do CCRP, and we'll do nose fusing. Okay, now we're good. Let's fly out just a little bit. Now, I created this mission myself, so I know just from creating it that the JTAC is working 133.00. So we'll go to COM2, and we're going to plug that in. 133.00, enter. Now we're going to hit right control / that'll bring up our menu. There you go, that's our JTAC. Axeman 11 working 133.00. Select that, and let's do a check-in for 30 minutes.
1-1. This is Springfield.
And we'll kind of orbit right here.
F-16. Papa Alpha 6394 at 22,000. I have GBU 12 500 cannon. Time on station is 0 + 30. Available for tasking. What do you have for us?
All right, let's pause it right here for a second. So this is our fighter to fact check-in, basically. You know, I want to start out by saying that when you work with a JTAC in real life, it's a whole study in itself. We're just doing the basics to talk to this AI JTAC in game and be able to put bombs on target. Like it's so much more involved, the whole thing. But basically what we're doing is we're telling him that who we are and what we consist of. We're Springfield 1-1. We're 1 F-16. That we give them our location, Papa Alpha 6394, 22,000 feet. And we also tell them our loadout. Says I have GBU 12, 500 rounds of cannon. That's a little bit incorrect. He should tell him that we have 2 by GBU 12s, because that's what we've got on the wings, right? We've got 2 loaded out, 500 rounds. Time on station 30 minutes. That's what we told him. It's more than that, right? We got a ton of fuel, and we're available for tasking. All right, let's go ahead and unpause this, and we'll see what he says.
Springfield 1-1. This is Axeman 1-1. Type 2 in effect. Advised and ready for 9-line.
Okay, let's pause again. He replies back. He says, this is Axeman 1-1. Type 2 in effect. That is the type of control he is using as a JTAC. That is true to life, is type 1, 2, or 3. In the scheme of things, what we're doing is not really that important. But a type 2 control, if I can remember correctly, basically means that the JTAC either needs to have eyes on the target that we're trying to hit, or he needs to have eyes on the airplane that's dropping. So yeah, it's really like in the big picture, it's kind of irrelevant. Let's go ahead and copy our 9 line, because this is the good stuff right here. And let's unpause.
Line is as follows. Board 059 180 nautical 3,508 MSL. Artillery Papa Alpha 39017178. Marked by laser 1688. North 9,000. Egress west. Board.
All right, let's pause this right here and let's freeze track hour real fast. All right, here's a 9 line. The most important things from this 9 line that we need to make this happen is line 4 and line 6. Line 4 is the target elevation. Line 6 is the target coordinates. Now, I will say this. Those coordinates are not exactly on top of the target. They're in the ballpark, but they're not going to be exactly on top of the target that you're hitting. So let's just go ahead and get that out there right now. Line 1, 2, and 3 for what we're doing, really kind of irrelevant. And it's honestly wonky. He's given us an IP, an initial point for us to start our attack from, call forward. It's a waypoint. It's 180 nautical miles away. Now, there's other IPs that are much closer to this target than that one. I don't know why he's picking that particular one, and I don't know of a way to assign him the IP. So really just kind of disregard that. The most important thing is line 4, line 6, line 5. He's telling us what the target is. He's saying that it's artillery. That's kind of misleading because our targets are Scud launchers. So if that's all I knew, and I didn't know anything else about this, if I looked in my T-Pod, I'd be looking for artillery, not necessarily a Scud launcher. Now, if I saw a Scud launcher, you might tell the JTAC, hey, I see a Scud launcher down there. And he's like, yeah, that's your target. But either way, going down, he tells the coordinates. That is the exact location of the target. Then he tells you what laser code he's using. Now, this is a little different too in real life. In real life, he should accommodate us with his laser code. So we would check in and we would say, hey, this is Viper 11, laser code 1511. And he would plug that into his laser emitter and use that, because we don't have a way to change our laser code on these bombs. These are set on the bombs on the ground. We don't have a way to change that in flight. Now, I think on the Hornet you can, right? It's been a long time since I've done that. But in the F-16 you can't. It has to be done on the ground. So technically he should accommodate us, but he's telling us he's using 1688, which is the default code anyway, so it works out. He's saying his friendlies are to the north, 9,000 meters. Our egress point is to the west, back to forward. So he's wanting us to pull to the west and head back to forward on our egress, which we're not going to do. We're going to kind of do like a keyhole setup, which gets into the in-depth part of JTACs. So we're basically just going to orbit to the north or northeast just a little bit of the target. All right, let's go ahead and unpause this. All right, further talk on. Let's talk to him once again. Ready to remarks.
Request GBU 12.
All right, he says he wants us to put a GBU 12 on target, which is fine because that's all we got anyway. Okay, now that he's given us all that, we need to get these MGRS coordinates into the airplane to give us a steering cue and a dropping cue as far as where we need to put this bomb. Now, when we drop this bomb, we've got two. The first one, we're going to let the JTAC lays the bomb on the target. So we're not even going to look at it through the T-Pod. Think of it this way, like we have a really overcast day, or the target is obscured by clouds or something and we can't see it. So the JTAC is down on the ground. He can see it fine. He'll put the bomb on the target. But we still have to put those MGRS coordinates that he gave us that basically gives us a ballpark area of where we need to drop the bomb to kind of get it in the location so he can put it on target. So let's do that really fast. And we're going to do that by going to keypad number 4, which is steer point. You click that. There you go, your steer points. Now, he gave us an MGRS coordinates, and we need to use the converter. The only waypoints that you can use a converter on the F-16 is waypoint 21 through 25. You have to be 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 to input MGRS coordinates. So we're going to go to steer point 21. So you just enter 21, 21, enter, and that brings up the steer point. Now it is blank. There's nothing on it, right? Latitude, longitude. It is in the traditional latitude, longitude input, but we have MGRS coordinates that we need to enter. How do we get to that? We do that by going dauber right one time, wait a couple of seconds, and it's going to pop up the MGRS interface. It says steer point 21, grid 31 November, square alpha alpha, and then the actual digits. Okay, let's pause this. Oh, actually, no, we're not going to pause this. He gave us Papa Alpha 39017178, but he didn't give us the grid square. So you kind of have to know the grid square that you're flying in because it is a large area, okay? And the way you figure that out, you go to F10. And if we look here on the map, let's go to the top left corner and you click this a few times, you get to the MGRS coordinates, right? You see the grid square, it says 11 Sierra, right? Like that is constant all the time. This is the area of our target. Let's see. Our target area is right here. If we just kind of mouse, it don't even have to be exact. Just anywhere around it, we see 11 Sierra. Even if you did a huge area, it's still 11 Sierra. We could scroll all the way out and cover the entire NTTR. It's still 11 Sierra. I think it changes on the far right. That goes 12 Sierra. But for our purposes, we know we're in 11 Sierra. So like I said, he will not tell you that information. That's just like, you're just supposed to know that. All right, so we're going to put this information in. And the way we do that is we're going to dauber down one time to the grid. We're going to hit enter, and then we're going to input 11. Enter again, and that's going to highlight the letter over here. Now we need to use the steer point cursor here and select Sierra. So we're going to go up. And there we go. So 11 Sierra, we hit enter. It's going to drop us down to the square. We know that's Papa Alpha. We hit enter again. It's going to highlight the first letter. We're going to select down till we get to Papa. There we go. Enter. Alpha's correct. We don't even have to do anything on that one. So we enter again. This is going to take us down to the latitude and longitude coordinates. All right, let's pause this for a second so we can really talk about this. He gave us 8 total digits. The JTAC said Papa Alpha 39017178. Well, if you look closely at the airplane, it needs 10 digits. You cannot put in 8 digits and add 2 zeros. It will mess it up. It'll put you way off in left field. What you do is you break it down into 2 4-digit groups. Since he gave us a total 8, this is going to be 4 and 4. So that would be 3901 break 7178. Those are the 2 groups of 4. The way you change that to 10 digits is just do 3901, add a 0, break 7178, add a 0. All right, let's unpause and add that in real quick. 3901, 0, add the extra 0, and then 71780, 71780. Enter. All right. Do not hit enter again. It bugs it out or it does something weird. Just dauber down to elevation. Enter in 3,500. Remember, he told us that. There we go. 3,500. You are not done yet. The most important part. You got to dauber down one more time until convert is highlighted and hit enter. That's going to put it into the airplane. Now you notice the digits kind of, they round down a little bit, and that's fine. It's the way the airplane does a conversion. I don't know the true like ins and outs of it, but that's fine. We're in the area. Okay, so we should have our steer point that's going to put us on target. There we go. We're not going to look at it with the T-pod. We do have master arm on. We are CCRP, and we have nose fusing on that. Let's go ahead and see about getting set up for our run-in here. So we're coming off of T-Bird Lake. That's kind of our whole point for it that I just came up with on my own. We're going to run north to south to do this drop. So we'll go over this way. I know basically looking at the Dogbone Lake that's pretty much north to south, a little bit, give or take. All right, there we go. Let's start rolling in on the targets. Let's go ahead and talk to the JTAC again. Ride control / 9-line readback.
500. Papa Alpha 39017178.
So we read back the coordinates. That is very important.
IP inbound.
IP inbound. We're going to go ahead and tell them that we're IP inbound.
1-1. IP inbound.
There we go.
1-1. Continue.
Continue. So that's pretty true to life. He's going to tell you continue once you're in. All right, we're 16 miles to the north. We're 48 seconds out. So we'll just continue inbound. Now, what we're going to do at this point, we're going to call 10 seconds out, which really doesn't matter. That, as far as I can tell, that doesn't really do anything in game. We're going to call 10 seconds out. We're 10 seconds out to the drop queue. And then 15 seconds to impact, we're going to tell him laser on because he's going to laser it on the target for us. All right, 30 seconds out. Get lined up on our ASL here a little better. There you go. 20 seconds out. All right, let's just go ahead and tell them 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
I said it doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter to him. All right, 5 seconds to drop queue. 3, 2, 1. There's our drop queue. That's our loft queue. We don't need to do anything with it. All right, there's our drop queue coming down. Hold the pickle button, right? You hold it down. Keep holding till it intersects. There you go, 1 away, and then we're going to orbit back to the left. We're going to right, control / and 15 seconds to impact. We're going to tell him laser on. I think actually in real life is like 10 seconds, but we're kind of giving it a little padding because it is AI. 15 seconds, laser on.
Laser on. Laser on.
There you go. All right, let's watch the bomb. Nice. There we go. There's our Scud. I already see it. And boom, impact. Nice. So yeah, we didn't even have to look at that through the T-Pod. So how many times have you gotten on a multiplayer PvE server and it's been like overcast, or like, I don't know if you're like me, there's always a cloud sitting on top of your target and you never can look at it with a T-Pod, and then you know, you can't go under the clouds because there's manpad threats. So it kind of sucks. All right, let's continue on. We've got one other target. This time we're going to self-blaze. So we'll talk to JTAC again, check in 15 minutes. It's the same routine. It's just practice.
F-16. Papa Alpha 4464 at 22,000. Armed with GBU 12, 500 gun. Time on station is 0 plus 15. Available for tasking. What do you have for us?
Same thing. Fighter to fact check in. We got a single GBU 12, 500 rounds, 15 minutes playtime.
Springfield 1-1. This is Axeman 1-1. Type 2 in effect. Advised and ready for 9 line.
All right, let's copy our 9 line.
Line is as follows. Board 059 180 nautical 3,500 feet MSL. Artillery Papa Alpha 389671995. Marked by laser 1688 north 8,000. Egress west. Board.
All right, there we go. There's our 9 line. The most important thing is line 4 and 6, the elevation and the location. Like the rest of it, you can really just disregard. Doesn't matter that much. All right, let's do our readback.
Ready to copy remarks.
Copy our remarks. Let's head north 4 bit.
GBU 12.
All right, GBU 12. So we want GBU 12 on target, and we need to trim back to the right just a hair. All right, let's get this this one entered in as well too. All right, so we're going to step up to the next waypoint to 22. There you go. You can see steer point 22 is blank. Once again, you can only convert MGRS on 21 to 25. Let's right dauber 1 time. Wait a couple of seconds. There's our MGRS interface. Dauber down to the grid. We know it's 11 Sierra. We know that information just on our own because that's where we're flying. Select up till we get to Sierra, hit enter. Square is going to be Papa Alpha, hit enter. Now select down till we get to Papa. There we go, enter and enter again because Alpha is good. Now we're down to the grid coordinates. Once again, he gave us 8 digits. 38967195. We need to add and break it up into 2 groups of 4 and then add a 0. So it'll be 38960, 38960, and then 71950, 71950. Gives us the 10 digits that the airplane needs. Hit enter, dauber down to the elevation, input 3500, enter, Dauber down one more time to convert. Make sure you highlight convert and hit enter, or none of this will mean anything. There you go. We should be on target. Okay. Since we're going to self-laze this time, we want to go to list. We're going to go to miscellaneous. We're going to hit 5 for laser. Then we're going to dauber down to the laser SD time. We're going to put in 12 seconds. I like a little padding. Little padding, 10 plus 2. So that'll be good. All right, let's return out of that. Let's go to our T-Pod. We'll turn the brightness up on him just a tad. And we'll make him soy. All right, we should be good. We've kind of flown out a little ways, so we're going to have to fly back to the west and then turn to the south. Let's talk to the JTAC once again. We'll read back our 9 line.
3,500. Papa Alpha 389671995. Read back correct. Report IP inbound.
Okay, IP inbound. We'll call that in a minute. Yeah, the number of digits that he gives you was the most confusing part for me. The first time I ever worked with an AI JTAC in game, it really kind of threw me for a loop because, like, he was giving me less than I needed, and I didn't know how to add the zeros. And if you add the zeros at the end of all the 8 digits, it completely jacks the coordinates up and puts you in a different location. So, yeah, just break it up into 4. He could give you 6. He could give you 6 digits. You break it up into 3 and 3 and then add 2 zeros to the end to make it 5 and 5. You know, but that's basically what you're going to be doing because the airplane needs a total of 10 digits. All right, we'll keep turning to the west and we'll get ready to roll out on targets. Oh, it's a gorgeous evening, right? Oh, there's our beautiful bird. It's a hill bird today. Oof, we're really fast too. That doesn't help us as far as speed. You want to try to keep your speed down a little bit. Of course, the faster you go, the bigger radius turn. When you're trying to work with a JTAC and you're trying to orbit in a certain area and that sort of thing, whether you're orbiting in the overhead or in a keyhole or something, you want to keep your speed at least kind of down a little bit so you can do a nice tight turn. So for me in the F-16, I like to do 300. In the F-18, I'll orbit at like 270. All right, there we go. We're almost where we need to be. Our T-Pod should automatically be looking at the area. It's saying that we are 50 degrees off. So we'll just keep rolling around. Let's go ahead and laser arm. Master arm is on. Everything should be good. Like I said, we're going to self-laze this one the first time. The JTAC did it. This time we're doing it. He's still lasing it too, so really we're technically kind of like double lasing it, but either way it'll work out. All right, let's keep turning on target here. We are 24 nautical miles out. We're a little ways out. All right, here we go. Let's talk to him again. Let's do IP inbound.
Springfield 1-1. IP inbound. Springfield 1-1. Continue.
All right, now let's look for our target. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in a little bit more here. And let's do white hot. So once again, the coordinates he gave us is not the location of the target itself. It is a ballpark. If we look around over to the left just a little bit, there he is. There is our Scud launcher right there, guys. Like I said, it just, JTAC gets you in the ballpark. He's not putting you exactly on the target. He's putting you in the ballpark. Let's get back on our ASL. Azimuth steering line. Remember back to the left a little bit. 40 seconds out. We don't really, I don't need him to laze, so we're not going to tell him laser on. Like I said, we'll do it ourselves. So it's not necessarily going to be a double laze because we're not going to tell him to do it. And I will tell you now, a word of advice, if you're doing this on a multiplayer server and there's multiple aircraft working a target, I would do, like, before you leave the ground, I would do a unique laser code. If you are self-lasing, do something other than 1688 because you don't want your bomb homing in on something that someone else is lasing, right? Like, if you're working with a JTAC, then you got to do the default or whatever he's set at, whatever he tells you. But otherwise, if you're self-lasing, do a different code. All right, we're 10 out. Laser arm, master arm on. We've got our target in our crosshairs. Our laser time is set at 12 seconds, so that basically means it's going to start auto-lasing at 12 seconds to impact. There's our drop queue. There's our loft. Now our drop queue is coming down. Hold the pickle button. Keep holding it. Keep holding it. Keep holding it. One away. Nice. All right, let's do a nice gentle turn about 30 to 40 degrees to the left because the T-pod is on the right. Also set your stores config to Cat 1 since we're now empty. We can put our T-pod on there a little better. And so we're going to offset to the left a little bit. And then we'll orbit back to the right. You see laser codes flashing. That means he is lasing. It's auto lasing now. Far back to the right. And we should have impact anytime. Boom! There we go. Nice. Another scud down, right? It's as easy as that, guys. It's not that bad. AI JTAC, it's not the greatest. It's not the most realistic in terms of like being exactly like true to life. It's got elements that are similar. But, you know, a real person would be much better to do that. I know there are guys that are, you know, doing that. And I'm kind of like, I'm trying to learn that stuff myself. I would love to do JTAC from the ground as well, too, with combined arms. But, you know, when AI is all you got, then you need to know how to use it. So anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed the tutorial, be sure to hit that like and subscribe. And we'll catch you in there next time. Peace. No, big cat. No. Oh, no. No, kitty. Oh, that's a MiG. That's a MiG over his head. Okay. It's the weirdest day ever.